But the Hikoi tomorrow will close wherever it has gone for the last few days. Has closed roads, disrupted traffic, stopped people from going about their normal day, and in many cases inconvenienced large numbers, thousands, tens of thousands of New Zealanders as a consequence. The police have praised the Hikoi organisers for saying how well organised they are and how wonderful it's all going from their point of view. And at the same time, these are the same police that tend to provide sort of escort duty for gangs when they do tangi all over this country, stop state highways and things like that. Just the normal stuff, sort of helpful things that police do when gangs meet. And as a consequence, they've been condemned roundly from politicians and from media commentators, people like me, for example, for that as well. But that doesn't stop them still playing that escort role. But over the weekend, they went ape. The police, they decided that Brian Tamaki and the Destiny Church, who had decided to close for reasons that we're about to explore, reasons access, or at least one of the major motorways in Auckland, in pursuit of a particular political protest. They said, no, this is uncalled for, illegal, and they threatened to throw the book at Brian Tamaki. Now, in actual fact, they've thrown the book at Brian Tamaki before. They've arrested him on a number of occasions this was mostly to do with COVID, but there is obviously no love lost between the Destiny Church and the Auckland Police, you'd have to say, or between the police full stop. And but what was Brian Tamaki doing on Saturday? Inconvenience motorists, closing down state highways. In comparison, what was the protest about? And Brian Tamaki joins us now. Brian, what on earth were you protesting about on Saturday?
Well, 3 months ago I arranged it, and g'day, Michael. Is it Michael?
It is.
Which one? Oh, good. Okay.
Who do you think it was?
Well, I just said I haven't heard from you for a long time.
Carry on.
Yeah. Okay. We were there, as we've been advertising for the last 3 months, to make New Zealand great again. We took that slogan off Trump because I knew that Trump would win, and I knew he would bring political and social and global change to the world again. And I wanted to be on that. I wanted to let people know that we need a massive clean out of our parliamentary system. The red and blue should have the curtains pulled on them, and other parties in there. And let's start again. Let's get our embarrassing, disgusting, disgraceful parliament right again, so it's serving the people and not themselves, and get less government, give them less power. They got far too much power, and they intrude on our lives too much. Simple things, really, that should always have been intact without mentioning our freedom and rights. But
yeah, but wait on. But that doesn't explain to me why you're closing down a motorway on Saturday, stopping people going about their lawful business.
Yeah, good. Well, I was able to put all that there stacked together so people knew what we were standing for. And the motorcade was always put out there long before the Hikoi came into existence. So we already planned that. The police knew it was just straightforward, the right to protest. And so the inconvenience to motorists, that was all the police's job to communicate that. Communicate it fairly and let people know, basically, which they didn't. So that was the motorcade. And it was.
So are you saying that you informed the police that you were going to be performing this action or these actions on Saturday in the weeks prior to this protest?
Which actions are you talking about?
Well, dozens of people performing a haka, stopping straight traffic on State Highway 1 near Bombay on Saturday morning.
I wasn't part of the organising for obvious reasons, because I'm in a court case. And I needed to make sure I didn't compromise.
So you're saying that you had nothing to do with that, even though it was a Destiny Church Make New Zealand Great Again rally?
Yeah, well, there are Destiny Church members. Yeah, we've been doing this for a long time. Police know us, and the organisers of this particular motorcade and the gathering at the Auckland Domain were clearly communicated. We know how to do this, and people know we're peaceful, and police know we're peaceful. We've never had violence. And we've generally stayed within the rules, always. So I'm like you, I'm not quite sure why suddenly, but I have an idea. The New Zealand Herald went after us straight away. In TV1 and the usual media, they don't actually like me. They don't like what I stand for. It's Christian values. And, and the opposite.
Sorry, can I just take this? So let me get this right. You're doing a rally on Saturday. It's Make New Zealand Great Again. You're meeting at the Domain, is it, where you're going to have that rally? That's fine. You're involved in a cavalcade, a motorcade of people who are not protesting, but who are promoting this particular rally, etc., and the policies that are associated with it. So the dozens of people who stop perform a haka on State Highway 1 near Bombay on Saturday morning, you're saying that was nothing to do, even though they're all wearing the Make New Zealand Great Again T-shirts. You're saying they had nothing to do with you?
No, I wasn't organising.
No, it's not the question I asked. It was part of the rally, though, wasn't it?
It was part of the rally. I knew there was a motorcade, and Pastor Peter Mortlock from Impact Church, him and I were given it was internal, that we want to respect the 43 years or 45 years you both served in this country, 80 years of Christian ministry, 2 Christian leaders. You guys right out in front, and the comms and the guys on the side will just tell you where to go and lead as you go along, give you signals. So that's all we knew. So I thought
are you saying it's inaccurate for the media to report that the haka protest that stopped State Highway 1 had anything to do with you or with the Destiny Church?
No, it had nothing to do with me.
Yes,
but they're organisers. These are organising groups. So
are you playing cute? Sorry, listen, I'm not being nasty, Brian, but is one of the reasons that you're playing a little bit cute on this one, do you think, is because
Let me tell you. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because I've get in trouble, because I'm targeted, it's biased. You guys all know. It's 2-tier policing. They don't treat us equal. Like you look at the Hikoi, all the way through, they've broken the law. They're the ones that should have been furious with and broken the law, not us. I was shocked when we got that, because the police on the ground said, you guys were great. That was so good. Peaceful. You did it. And then they turn around and say, right, we're looking for prosecution. Meantime, these guys are going across the Auckland Harbour Bridge in unacceptable weather. Winds were too high. And yet the police helped them get across there. Some of them shaking the flags themselves.
Yes, so that's true. That's true. I saw photos of that. That's true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then they walked on it, and they walked some of the motorway, and they also walked on streets in Whangarei before they got here, and they're walking now and blocking roads and holding up traffic. This is during the working week. This was one afternoon for about an hour and a half. That was it, and we were well behaved, as far as I know. And it was all done properly, so I was shocked to see that they were furious, and I was lawless and totally reckless. And I thought, what the hell? You can't win with these people. And and the New Zealand Herald did the same. They probably got photos and pushed it out and pushed it to the police. You see, this is jury by public opinion. And then you got the rest of the media just follow one other. That's what our media does. They just follow the first one. And everybody thinks that we're breaking the law. Meantime, these guys are walking all over our motorways, blocking them without permission, and the police let them. This is 2-tier policing.
Okay, all right. Now, one of the things, though, listen, I'm not going to get into the political things that you want, with due respect. I wanted to just work out why you were doing and what your involvement was, and thank you for coming up with that. But I guess you've got to be careful about this, because you face up to a couple of months, and well, maybe more than that, 6 months in prison, thousands of dollars in fines. You've got your wife Hannah, I think a couple of other Destiny Church members have got charges currently before you. What is that in front of? It must be in front of the Auckland District Court, related to COVID protests. Now that's still ongoing in late 2024. Is that correct?
Yeah, you are correct. It's actually 18 months if the judge decides that I go to prison. That's the type of legislation or the emergency law that was weaponised by our friend Hipkins. From a $500 fine just for reckless protesting, they weaponised it to criminalise people who would stand up and speak at protest.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm amazed that you're still being prosecuted. To be honest with you, I would have thought that the public good that does derive from that in late November 2024 just seems odd to me.
Well, wouldn't you ask the question, Michael, and your audience, or the people listening? They're targeting me. It's obvious.